Okay, hey everybody, thanks for stopping by. Today I'm going to make a video on tips for counselors, be it a brand new counselor or a very seasoned counselor. I'm sure you'll find something in here that you can use. Please stay to the end of the video to find out about my giveaway. We're getting so close.
Police Day. Police Day.
Very first one, embrace your nickname. No matter what, you're going to go to camp, you're going to get a nickname by it either the campers or the counselors, whatever it may be. But embrace it. Even if you don't like it, go ahead, take it upon yourself to get to enjoy it. Make art projects with your nickname on it. On your day off, go get a t-shirt or something like that with your name on it. The kids love giving nicknames to counselors, so when you get your nickname, embrace it. Don't be upset about it. Friendship bracelets. It's impossible for you to go to camp and not get a friendship bracelet, or probably 20 of them. So that's the one thing the campers really enjoy. So before you go to camp, save yourself some headache and learn how to make friendship bracelets at home before you get to camp. You'll be so glad that you did it after you get to. Okay, undercover romance at camp. Never fails. No matter who you are, even if you look like the Elephant Man, you're going to find a boyfriend or girlfriend for the summer at camp. Which is fine. It's a great thing. Makes the summer go by better, and you never know. I've talked to people that found their wives or husbands working at camp. But the one thing you want to do is you want to make sure to keep it undercover. Don't let your campers know that you're seeing or dating or whatever another staff person. And even if you're interacting with your cabin group and the other cabin group, your campers are going to pick up on it really fast just by the look in your eye and the way you interact if you have feelings for that person. So keep that in mind all the time because you don't want them finding out. They're going to tease you all summer and you're going to get tired of it. So make sure to keep that a secret. Now, if your campers ask you, do you have a boyfriend or a girlfriend, be real polite and just tell the campers that that's personal and you don't share personal information with your campers. That's a really big one too, because if you tell them you have a boyfriend or a girlfriend at home, they're going to ride you constantly to get as much information as they can. So, undercover romance, shh, keep it a secret. Okay, free time is the best time. Your campers love it, unless you have a camper that doesn't have any friends. And this is where icebreakers come in. Immediately, as soon as you get all your campers in your cabin, start doing icebreakers. Now, if you need some ideas for icebreakers, look for the playlist on the channel for icebreakers, and there's dozens of them there that you can use. And by doing these icebreakers, you're going to find out that the kids in your cabin are going to find out what they have in common with other people in the cabin. So it makes it easier for them to strike up a friendship. Now, if that does not work, the fail-safe thing that works every single time is find one of your seasoned campers and pair them up with a kid that can't find any friends. Now, the way to do this is, we'll say Billy is going to help you. Call Billy over away from the other group and say, hey, Billy, man, I need your help, okay? He said, look over there, little Johnny's not having any fun, and he's not making any friends, and I wonder if you could, like, secretly help me out. Now, I know both of you like Pokemon Go, so why don't you go on ahead and go over there and talk to him about Pokemon, and see what you can do to lighten him up, and maybe you could become really great friends with them. So anyway, the most important thing about this is as soon as your campers are there, icebreakers, 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 and you'll take care of this problem. Okay, this one is very, very, very important. This is something that I've had trouble with my entire career. And the thing is, make sure that immediately you start memorizing your campers' names. I had trouble with this. I even had to make name tags and put them on the campers for a couple days so I could remember what their names are, because they get tired of hey you and hey you over there. they want you to call them by name. And when you do that, it makes it more personal. If there's a group of people together, you got to get the attention of one person. You can't just keep saying "Hey, you" and pointing. So immediately find out your campers' names. And the way to do that is, again, as soon as your campers arrive, start doing those icebreakers. They not only help the kids, but they will help you learn the campers' names. And again, if you need any ideas, check out the folder on my YouTube channel for Icebreakers, and you'll find tons of them to do that will help you remember your campers' names. Okay, this is something that happens to every single counselor, and it's going to happen to you. But even if you had the same schedule day after day after day, make sure to get a copy of the camp schedule for the day and carry it with you at all times. Just in case something may have changed that day and you forget about it. But one of the most important things you can do is you need to have your camp schedule on hand at all times. Okay, at the end of the day, every evening after your kids have showered, get them in their cabin, get them on their bunks, and do highs and lows. Now, you could call it highs and lows, you could call it roses and thorns, it doesn't matter. I always used highs and lows. So go around your cabin and have each camper tell you what their high was for the day and what their low was for the day. Now, you can use this information to your advantage. So if you had a camper that said that their high for the day was swimming and their low for the day was arts and crafts because it was a girly project. Now, if you have a large number of kids in your cabin that hypothetically didn't like that arts and crafts project, you can use that information, and when you go back the next day or whenever to arts and crafts, you can talk to the person that's leading the activity and say, hey, you know what, this is what my kids thought about this. Is there something else that we can do? So take advantage of that 15 minutes at night to find out how your campers' days are going and use that information to improve their time at camp. Okay, if you have a camper that comes up to you and saying that they're not feeling well, they're feeling left out, they feel ignored, even if you think what they're telling you is not true, you still have to listen to the camper's concerns. Then after you find out what's wrong, sit them down, talk to them, and even ask them, you know, hey, little Billy, what can I do to help you feel better? What can I do to help you get involved? But sit down, have a talk with them, and if you pull them off to the side a little bit and speak to them, they'll open up and they'll talk to you. So go ahead, find out what's got them down, and then figure out what you can do to make it better. Now, again, this is where the icebreakers can come in. If you do icebreakers when they first arrive, you know what little Billy likes, and you can pair him up with somebody else in the group that likes the same things. And once again, those icebreakers come in really, really handy. So anyway, if somebody comes up to you, they're feeling ignored, they're feeling left out, they're feeling sad, even if you know what they're telling you is not the truth, listen to them, talk to them, figure out what's wrong, and get them on their way. Okay, if you have a camper that seems disconnected, meaning you're at soccer and you're playing soccer and you got little Billy over in the corner just sitting there by himself, don't let him sit. Don't let him sit there. Go up and talk to him and find out what the problem is with him. Why doesn't he want to participate? It could be something as simple as he doesn't like soccer. Or it could be something as important as he's getting bullied by another camper. So if you see somebody sitting off to the side, go up, sit down, have a talk to him, and find out what his problem is. And take everything he says very, very serious, because it may not seem like anything to you, but to your camper, it's the most important thing that they have right at that moment. So make sure to take the time, listen to them, figure out what's wrong, and fix it. Okay, if you're telling your campers you want them to do something, keep your instructions very simple. Don't give them 2 or 3 things to do in a row because it's easy for them to get confused. So, you want little Billy, again, to go out and hang up his swimsuit. So, tell Billy to take his swimsuit, go out and hang it up on the line, and come back in, and then tell him when he's done to come and let you know. So, you tell Billy to go out and hang up his swimsuit, he goes and hangs it up, he comes back and he lets you know that he did it, and for that, give him praise, tell him good job, or whatever the case may be. But remember, keep all your instructions very simple. Okay, make sure that each camper in your cabin gets 100% of your attention. You don't mean it to happen, but trust me, it does happen. You're going to have a couple kids in your cabin that there's just something about them that you really like. Personality, whatever. They might like the same things as you. But don't take that opportunity and treat them differently than the rest of your cabin. Okay, one of the things you need to do when you're out throughout camp with your campers is constantly be checking the weather forecast to see what kind of weather may be coming. If you see a storm coming, just move your camper somewhere inside where you can do some activities. But always keep an eye on what's going on with the weather. In the summertime, storms can get on top of you before you even know it. So you can stay a step ahead of that by watching the weather. And next week, I will have some videos up of rainy day activities that you can do. So always keep them in mind when you're out doing your activities. In fact, always carry a backpack with you that you can use the items in it for some team building activities or rainy day activities if you need them. So always watch the weather. Okay, make sure to memorize all of your campers' allergies and any special needs that they may have. If you're on a day camp or a day hike away from camp and they pack snacks, I'm sure that the camp cook definitely knows about any allergies, but always double check if they throw some granola bars in there or something that says maybe made in a factory with peanuts. At least you know not to give the camper those items to eat. So always keep an eye on food allergies. The other ones could be special needs. You might run across a camper that you have that forgets to go to the bathroom, and then they end up wetting themselves. So if you have a camper that has problems remembering to use the bathroom throughout the day, ask little Billy, hey Billy, you got to use the bathroom? It's right over here. But make sure to ask when you're close to a bathroom. And then once you get out in the woods, you'll be good to go. If he doesn't go then, you get out in the woods and you may have a problem with him wetting himself. So keep an eye on your campers on special needs. Okay, get in the loop before camp starts. Go to your camp's Facebook page. Go to their Twitter account and find out what's going on at camp. You might see the activities that they're planning for the summer that you're good at, and you can bring some extra things with you to camp to make sure your campers have a great time at camp. So anyway, keep an eye on social media. Start talking to the counselors that's going to be with you the summer ahead of time, and then that way when you get to camp, you already have some friends. So make sure to keep an eye on social media. Okay, as soon as your campers arrive, like I said before, do your icebreakers, but at some point in time, give them an idea of what a routine is for the day. Tell them you're going to get up at this time, you're going to go eat at this time, your activity, and give them an entire day's worth of activities so that way they know. One of the best things that you can do is get your campers accustomed to a routine. That way they know what to expect. If everything is all jumbled up and changing, that may cause some of your campers that are homesick even to fall back and get upset. So make sure to keep everything in a routine. Talk to them about what the routine is. And when you talk to them, ask them, is there something in this routine that we're doing that you think we could change? and make it better yet. And that way you make them part of the process, and they'll pay attention a lot better. So anyway, make sure that you keep a routine for your campers. Okay, sleep, 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 sleep. I can't emphasize that enough. As you know, you're supposed to get 8 hours of sleep every evening. At camp, that's just not going to happen. Tops, maybe 6 hours. So when you get to camp, the momentum is so high and everything is going and you're having such a great time, you actually do forget to sleep or relax. So one of the most important things is you cannot make sure that your campers are having a good time if you're tired and burnt out. Now, that's why if I had a parent ask me, when should they send their child to camp? And I asked the parent, I said, how many weeks is the camp? And she said 6. And I told the parent to send their child to camp on the 3rd week. Because the first 2 weeks, the counselors are learning their jobs. The last 2 weeks, the counselors are so burned out and tired that they're not giving 100%. So that's why I picked week 3 is the campers or the counselors are all refreshed, they know their jobs, and they're having a good time. So while you're at camp, anytime you get a minute, get some sleep. Now, when you get your days off, I understand you want to go out and you want to have fun, and I agree with that. You should get away from camp. But don't go on your day off and go out drinking and get hungover, come back to camp after 4 hours sleep, and have to go to work. Okay? So, easy way to put it, anytime you get a chance to relax or catch some Z's, take care of that advantage because it's going to pay off for you towards the end of the summer. Okay, one of the most intimidating things for a camper is arriving at camp, maybe missing home, not having any friends. It can be a very overwhelming experience for a camper to be forced to make new friends and to make them really, really fast. That can put a lot of pressure on kids. It can make them to be withdrawn. It can make them sit away from being in activities because it's just so overwhelming for them. So once again, the way that you can solve this problem is when the campers first arrive, start hitting those icebreakers as soon as you have free time. I'm going to post some walking icebreakers, some that you can do walking from one activity to the next. So you can do those along the way so you can just keep that getting to know you activities going as much as possible. Now, after you get done with the second day at camp, you can break away from the icebreakers for sure and then move into some team building. So, but once again, go to my playlist. I got one for icebreakers. I got one for team building, and you'll find everything there that you need to make sure that your campers have a fun, rewarding summer. Okay, break up any cliques. This is going to happen in many camps. You've got kids that's been coming there for 3, 4, 5 years, and then a new kid comes, and the old campers that know each other are going to automatically group together. And you need to step in very nicely and break up that clique. Another way is icebreakers. Again, the clique may find somebody else in their cabin that they like the same things, and they'll involve them to come in and join them. Move cabins around to other cabins as a last resort. Moving bunks around so they're not all together. But keep an eye out for cliques because that can make or break a kid's summer at camp. If he's there the entire time and everybody in his cabin is in a clique and he's left out by himself, he's going to have a miserable time and he's not going to want to come back to camp again. And that's not what we want. We want a child to come to camp, to grow, to learn independence, to learn to make new friends. And if they're all by themselves for a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, those things are not going to happen. Okay, everybody, thanks for stopping by. I hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to leave a comment, like, subscribe, and share. When I get 24 more subscribers, I'm going to give away that handmade summer camp t-shirt quilt. And in order for you to get put into the drawing, you must leave a comment of your favorite camp experience. And then we'll pick out the favorite ones from there. So anyway, thanks for stopping by and peace out.
Police Day. Police Day.